What's going on, family? How you doing today? Real quick, I just want to stop and give this quick video, something that's really on my heart, something I'm real concerned with. So I'm gonna give about 30 seconds. Let a few more people join in with me. I'm gonna give about a few more seconds. You didn't know I was coming on live, so I'm giving you some time to join me. I'm gonna talk about something that's really important. So I'm gonna give about 30 more seconds. Is that Ad Rico? What's going on? Benson, what's going on, brother? How we doing today? Happy Monday. Happy Easter Monday. Let's go. I'm gonna give about 45 more seconds. I know people are gonna be jumping on here. So I'm gonna give a little time before we kind of start rocking and rolling. I'm gonna give you some information I think is important. So I have most people have seen already that I have been posting a leadership institute that my company has partnered with Medaille College here locally in Buffalo. And that leadership institute is going to be something that we're going to be doing yearly. It's going to be to support school administrators around the country. If you just seen my son walk by. And what we're doing is we're saying we know that principals need training. We know that principals need help. That's what the research tells us. But here's my heart. Here's the reason why I put this together this summer. And this is why it's such a sense of urgency for me. If you are a fourth year principal, just think about this. This is the year that you should be saying, I'm my most confident. I'm a fourth year principal. This is my year. This is the year that I'm saying I should know and I should have the ebbs and flow of the school at this time. So I'm a fourth year principal. My first year was probably a year that I started off the year mid-year. That was my first year. My second year was probably my first year ever opening up a building. And that year was halted by COVID. My third year has been completely remote. And now I'm going into my fourth year. So realistically, I'm a fourth year principal having a first year experience. Think about that. I've been in the role for 4 years, but I'm really going through a first year experience. So it's been on my heart. And I thank God for the partnership with Medaille College and Dr. Maker and his vision. But it's been on my heart to say, we really have to support principals. We really have to support leadership teams because we're coming. If you don't know, the way that the Biden administration has been moving and just the temperature of the country, we're going to go back to school full time next year. We have too many models and too many success stories to see that we can actually go back into school next year. So I'm a principal on my fourth year, having a first year experience going back to school. What do I do? What systems do I put in place? So what I decided to do is say, we need to help principals, give them the strategies to assist them with opening up the school successfully. Coming in to deal with the learning loss that young people have suffered from, dealing with the deaths that our community has encountered with over 500,000 people dying, dealing with teachers and administrators and people in the community that are saying, I really don't want to go back to school at this point. We're still nervous. We're still afraid. We don't know what to do. Dealing with kids that have not been in school for about 2 school years. And how to acclimate them back into the building. Dealing with, as a principal, saying, I'm walking into a building and I'm nervous and I'm afraid, but I can't show it. Because being a high school principal, being a middle school principal, being an elementary school principal is one of the loneliest positions in the entire country. Because the reality is you can't confide too much in your assistant principals. Like, you can't give them like all your deepest, darkest fears, because they're looking to you to have answers. You can't confide too much into your superintendent or associate superintendent and tell them your deepest, darkest fears and worries and concerns. Why? Because they're expecting you to be able to do the job, and truthfully, they are afraid. So now we have all these people trying to bring kids back into the building and trying to do it safely without any direction. So what do we do now? So I have got together with principals and administrators and superintendents around the country. And so what we did was, we're going to have a consortium of principals that will be working together. And it'll be myself, a couple former superintendents, and some assistant principals. And we're going to help you create a comprehensive plan on what do you have to do to open up the school safely. It's 6 weeks. We're walking with you through the entire process to opening up the school safely, starting in July 16th. When you walk out of this program, you will have a comprehensive plan. The reason why most people fail is not because they decided in their head that they want to fail. The reason why most people fail is because they plan to fail. People don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. That's why most people fail. So we are going to be preventative. They say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of care. So we're going to be preventative this summer. We're going to walk you through the process. And not only do you get to have an opportunity to be exposed to my entire cabinet, because we're working with you, or a significant amount of my people that have done the work, you're also going to have an opportunity to work with principals nationally. So you might say, well, Dr. Abraham, I can't afford this. We don't have a budget. You can't afford not to be here, right? Like, you can't afford not to be in this program. You can't afford not to sign up for this, right? Because what are you going to do? Your superintendent is not going to hand in hand over you and walk you through this process. I know they are not. Your colleagues are going to be looking at you like, man, I don't have no answers either. We're trying to do the best we can. And you could go listen to a rah-rah speech, or you could go listen to somebody say, yo, all you got to do is love the kids, know your why, and just bull. There is a lot of things you have to do to open up a school. There's a lot of systems that you have to do to open up a school. And I don't care how charismatic you are. If you do not have the right systems in place, your school won't be successful. What do you do when you get grieved? What do you do when you create a program, or you create a direction, and then all the teachers say they don't want to do it? And then now you done lost your entire staff in September. What do you do in that case? What do you do to make sure that teachers feel valued and kids feel valued, and you change the perception of what is actually happening in the country, because they're looking for you to create a culture? What do you do in those situations? Folks, I'm telling you. And my hope is, really my real hope is that other colleges and other consultants will say, yeah, let's help principals around the country open up their school. But if they don't, you still need answers. And I'm telling you, the failing schools, failing districts, struggling schools, struggling districts, they do not have the answers. They don't know how to do it. So my heart is really just crying out to you and say, you need to register for this. Save your seat. Ideally, you're going to have over 100 principals walking with you through this process. We're going to have ideas, and we're going to show you through research. And then you're going to have partners and colleagues that you can say, hey, what are you doing in Little Rock, Arkansas? What are you doing in New York City? What are you doing in Utah? What are you doing in Buffalo? And it's a hybrid model. So there's going to be people that are going to have the opportunity to walk into Medaille College this summer. and build synergy together. We've got a huge classroom, so if you register, you have the accessibility to come into the classroom, and we're going to have a hybrid model at the same time. We're going to have at least probably 2 classes that we're going to be working simultaneously, putting our heads together, figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and those are the strategies that we're going to take. Folks, I'm telling you, if you are a first-year principal coming off of COVID, you need to be here. A fourth-year principal having a first-year experience, you need to be here. If you are a 15-year principal, do not think that you're going to just do business as usual. Do not think that this is just going to be like, oh, we're just going to do it how we always done it. So, family, the link, I'm going to put the registration in the comments so that you can register. Register your school if you're a principal. The beauty of this is not just the principal coming in. For every person you register, so you get 1 registration link, you pay for 1 registration, you get 4 seats. So I built it like that because I know a principal cannot do everything in his or her building. So I want you to bring yourself, your assistant principals, and your school counselor or your lead teacher. I want you to bring the people that help you, support you to do it right. We're going to walk with you through this process. 6 weeks, we're walking with you through this process. And then ideally, we're going to stay with you throughout the whole school year. My prayer is that my principals are successful, my assistant principals are successful, because if you're successful, then your teachers are going to be successful. And if your teachers are successful, your kids are going to be, your students are going to be successful. Folks, I'm telling you, this is a must-have. This is not a casually, can we just live without this? No. You need to register today. It is a game changer. This is the most important summer institute that you will ever attend if you are a school leader. No cap, like the kids say. I'm not lying. I'm giving it to you. I'm keeping it 100 with you. This will be the most important summer leadership institute that you will attend your entire summer. It's 10 hours. 1 hour a week starting in July 16th. It's after the July 4th weekend, so you can get your vacation. We're walking you through this process, and we're gonna do something special. You're gonna be so happy when you're in your building and things are running smoothly, and you have your plan in place, your comprehensive plan in place, and you have a cohort of colleagues that you can reach out and call. And things are going good, and you look at your neighbor and they're struggling. It's not about how charismatic you are as a principal. It's not about how smart you think you are. It's about the systems that you put in place, that you create buy-in, and that you lead people in love and you lead people intelligently through this process. So, family, 2 things. If you're not a principal and you're assistant principal, share this with your principal and assistant principal. If you're a superintendent and you know you have some newer principals on your roster, register them. Call me. I'll put my number in the link. Call me. I will get you registered. Register them today. Get them situated. If you have a principal, if you're a principal, look at your budget. Register. We made this so affordable. This is the most affordable leadership institute in the country. There's no place in the country. I Googled it. I researched it. I looked. If there's anything like this out there, is there anything out there like this for people who have done the work? We're not talking about you're talking to a consultant who thinks he knows what he's talking about, or they're talking about it through a theoretical perspective. I'm talking experientially and theoretical. I'm talking to, I understand what it feels like to open up a building. I know what it feels like to open up a building during COVID. I have walked people through this process, and I'm giving it to you for the cheapest we can give it to you for. So, share this video. I'm going to share it on all social media sites. I'm going to get it out to everybody, but share this video. You need this. Register today. You need this. I promise you. You're going to thank me later. I promise you're going to thank me later. On my word, I give it to you. You know, they say, on God. You know, that's what they say. On God, you know. So, family, I love you. I'm gonna put the link in this registration in this video so you can have it. Inbox me if you need me to put my cell phone number in here. I will. Call me. It's on the flyer. This is like an emergency. We don't have no time to wait, folks. Don't think about it. Oh yeah, let me do it tomorrow, because once the registration gets full and we're at capacity, I'm not going to take too many people. I'm not going to take 700 principals, because then I can't really give you the impact that I'm looking for. We're looking to only get about 100 principals and their team. So we're not looking to blow this thing out of the water. We want to be really hands-on and be really specific with what we are doing with you, and so we can roll our sleeves up. And I'll say this, it's not about a riveting speech. I see a lot of people giving riveting speeches. I see a lot of people pumping you up and make you feel good. It's about rolling your sleeves up and having somebody walk you through this process and say, what do you do now? What is our plan? What's our comprehensive plan? And then work that plan. Again, people do not plan to fail. They fail to plan. And 2021-22 school year is not going to be a failed year, because our kids cannot handle another failed year. They can't handle another failed system. They can't handle a system that has holes in it. They can't handle teachers not committed to teaching them. They can't handle, our country cannot handle this. Remember, 3 out of 4 urban schools have not been in person. They are remote only. So what do you do when you have to bring these kids back? It's going to be different. You got 50 kids right now and you're doing a hybrid model, and next year they want you to bring in 1,200 kids. What do you do? What do you do when you got 2,000 kids coming in September or August? What do you do? Register today. We're going to show you. We're going to walk you through it. Myself, superintendents, folks who have done the work will help you through it. Hey, love you. It's Dr. Mark Abraham, president and CEO of one of the fastest growing consulting companies in the country. And we are here for you. Register for this Leadership Institute. I promise you it's going to be a game changer. Peace.